Oh, not yet. Subhash, so much commitment. I am touched. Tamil only after this. Right. All right then. I will not keep you guys waiting any longer. Let's get going, guys. Let's get started. Yeah. All right. We good to get started? Let me know yes, and we will start. Done. Super. Yogesh, are we recording? We good to go? Let's go, Surya. Yep. Let's rock it. Let's go. Yes. All right then. Well, I'm guessing we are recording. Yeah. Let's get going. Happy and you know it, and you really want to show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. I am really hoping you guys heard that audio and I did not just embarrass myself for no reason. But anyway, all right, you guys. Thank you so much for joining us here today. Just to get things clear and to set the expectations, this is not a keynote presentation. This is going to be a conversation. We are going to be talking to each other, and I'm going to be talking to each and every one of you here. All right, is that okay? We're going to be talking about how you can start getting, yes, Naveen, I figured, but yes. So, all right. So, we will not be having any more audio apart from me rambling on after this, so do not worry. So, yes, we are going to be seeing why you should be writing, why content is going to help you, and how you can get engagement for that content. All the latest ways in which people are generating content, all these small tips and tricks, and how you can go back home, places where you can get content ideas. Maybe you're stuck, you don't know where to start, what to do. So we are going to make sure that at the end of this, we even add you to a private invite only group in which you can get engagement for your posts. So stay tuned. And after this, I'm going to make sure that each and every one of you have content to go post, which also gets engagement. Does that sound okay? If we're good to go, we're good to go. Super. All right, Abhishek. So keep the questions coming on the chat, guys. In between, make sure you guys are active on your keyboard as well because I'm going to be asking you guys to type in a lot of stuff. Done. We are going to get going. Also, make sure you drop your questions. We will keep filtering them out, and towards the end, we will make sure we answer all of them. All right. So, yeah, does it really make sense to churn out content? It's not that easy, right? All of us here, we're all creators. We give life to content, but it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of effort. Is it really worth doing all this? So, here's the thing, when you write, when you talk about what you believe in, people know that this is what you stand for. You start sending out your thoughts, you start attracting people into your life. And here's the bigger deal, you start becoming an authority. So, when I started to post content, now I've been super active on LinkedIn of late, but even before that, regardless, every Sunday I'd put up a post on motivation, positivity, and every Friday I'd put up a post called Weekend Views on either sales, marketing, or career, anything to do with business as such. So now here's what would happen. Regardless, I kept at it. I kept putting it out no matter what. And I started becoming this person who resembled and was a personification of that. Now, if someone's down or if they're stuck, they say, "Hey, Kaushik, what do you think I should do here?" If they're going to be writing a piece, they're asking, "Kaushik, is there something? Do you think there's a different way of doing this?" So Juhi here, who was on call with us as well, so she was sending out a newsletter, and we were sitting and brainstorming on ideas, bouncing off each other. So when you keep doing all this, people start understanding that you know your stuff. You are not just bullshitting. You are not someone who is just going on and on. So when you talk about things which you believe in and they're legit true, so that is when you start getting heard. You get a voice. People know that you exist and you get recognition. Do all of you here want recognition, guys? Do all of you want your voice to be heard? Let me know yes in the chat, guys. Yes, of course we want our voice to be heard, because we value our thoughts and we want everyone else to understand what our thoughts value and resemble as well. And content can help you do that. That it has helped me do that, and I'm going to show you exactly how it can help you as well. So let's go. Now, right off the bat, I'm letting you in on the biggest secret. It's not really a secret, but the biggest thing is work for me. Anybody who reads what I write feels like they're talking to me. This is probably the biggest thing which has worked for me. Right? So I do not write. I just don't. I always talk to you guys. It's always a conversation when I'm with you guys. So when you talk, you write. You write, you talk. They're one and the same thing according to me. Of course, there's so much more grammar which comes in when you're writing. But here's the thing. Always write an active voice. It's been proven with studies that every time you use the word you, just like how I said you now, I'm going to make sure you have content after you go back to write. How make sure you get engagement. It is proven that the engagement rates are 20 to 30% higher. We will make sure that we will walk through a lot of examples as to how we are going about this as well. But here's the deal. Just talk in all your posts. It's as simple as that. Just imagine as you're talking to a friend. Satya here is telling me that he really loves the caricature there. So when I'm talking to him, that's exactly what I'm going to be putting out on social as well. Thank you for that, Satya. So that's exactly the deal. Just talk, guys. Active voice, very important. There's a difference between storytelling and reporting. You're always in active voice. You're talking to your people. I know, all of us know we're cool, right? We're all swag, right? But surprise, surprise, cold reality is that you cannot just keep talking about yourself. People don't care as long as they get something out of it. Hey, yeah, we know that we're really cool with all this, we can do this, we can do that. But what is the audience getting out of it? What is the person who's consuming your content getting out of it? Make sure there's something. So we are in an age of information overload. There's just so much information out there, and there's an abundance of it. And if people are going to give you even 2 minutes of their time, you better damn make it worth it. So if they're going to read a blog, promise them that this is what they get. All of you here who are spending your precious time with me, did you guys realize how I promise this is what you're going to get at the end of the presentation? Are you guys able to relate to how I'm mapping that in this? Let me know yes if I'm not losing you guys. Promise what they get. There has to be something they can take back at the end of it. Does that make sense? Yes. So here's the deal. If you keep doing this, I strongly believe in this. Give, 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 don't even ask. So when you keep giving, when you keep providing content, so we're going to be going through a lot of examples as I mentioned, and some of them are I just put out content and help people and tell them, hey, you know what, you can do this and it'll make your life easier. You can do this and it'll help. You can do this and you'll get better revenue. You'll get better conversions. You'll get better sales. So I just keep putting out all that content, and now all of you here, each and every one of you here, is all that I've gotten back. It's such a beautiful thing that it will automatically come back to you. So make sure that you keep giving, and the universe will automatically conspire to give back to you. Give, give, give. Don't even ask. Your content, your values, keep delivering, and it will come back to you. So there's a lot we can play around with. We can have long form content, we can have short form content, we can have pictures, there's videos, there's carousels, there's audio, there's white paper. There is so much we can play around with. So just in the interest of time and to make sure that it's all digestible content, we are going to make sure that we stick on to how you can get engagement on social. Is that fair enough, guys? Is that okay? How you guys can build your social profiles, especially on LinkedIn, Facebook, and all these platforms. Is that okay? Done. Yes. So we're gonna make sure you guys get a ton of engagement in all your posts, which are gonna be going out from now on. And in the interest of time, a lot of us are gonna be attending Karthik's webinar, which is at 3 as well, who's a very good friend. So I'm gonna make sure we wind up by then as well. So yes, we did see that there's audio, there's so much, right? There's video format, there's long form, there's short form. But hey, how do you make it interesting? How do you convince people to actually, why should they even read your post? Here's the thing. It's just like how the Powerpuff Girls were blended in with so many elements. We have a lot of tricks up our sleeve as well. Just like how we have sugar, spice, and everything nice, you optimize your posts for mobile. We know. So I'm willing to bet that a lot of people here have joined on mobile as well. Is there anybody here who's joined the call on mobile? Hit on me, guys. Hit on the chat and say me. Exactly. Satya is on mobile. Is anyone else here on mobile joining us? Yes, Swami. So the world is rapidly moving to mobile first. Yes, Subhash. So we need to make sure that our content is friendly to mobile. Now, how do you do this? You make sure it's not heavy. It does not have too many things cluttered in. Now, what I could do is, so I can either like stuff in a lot of words here and there. I can just like put out this one huge piece of information, but it could actually make a lot of sense. It could actually be really, really good content, but nobody's going to read it. It takes too much effort to read that. Instead, type out one line, have a space, go to the next line, make it pleasing to the eye. We're going to see a lot more examples as to how you can have mobile optimized text as well as we keep progressing. So there's a really cool thing here. I can keep giving you information. However, there's only so much our brains can process. We have the attention lesser than that of a goldfish. We can only have our attention focused on one thing for 8 seconds. That is how we humans are wired. So give your audience, give your consumer a story. I'm gonna be giving you guys so many stories in here with which you're gonna be able to relate. So a small story is how I started out with writing and how I did not get engagement at first. But as I kept doing all these things, I started getting engagement, just like how you're gonna get engagement. So when I tell you that story, you're gonna be able to relate. You're gonna remember, hey, this is what happened to Kaushik. It's his story. Just like that, I can have a story of my own. Build your story. This is a really shocking fact that 90% of the content in this world on the internet, on the interwebs is copy. 90%, a mind-blowing 90% is recycled content. Basically saying the same thing in different ways. Only 10% content is original, real content. And I'm going to tell you how you can create that original content. And that is your story, my friend. Meenakshi here, Satya here, Abhishek here, who all typed yes. All of us, see, I can tell you how to write engaging content. See, I'm telling you, this mobile optimized text is not something which only I can tell you. Anybody can tell you that. That's the truth. Let's be very honest here. However, I can tell you, hey, mobile optimized text works, but this is how I'm using it and making it better. Share your experience. Add your spin to it. Make it your story. That is how you add value and you create more and more of that 10% precious content. This is how you create original content. Share your experience, guys. Ask a question. It is very, very important that what we have is always a conversation. Content and conversation are synonymous. They are one and the same thing, guys. Your content has to synergize with people. They have to want to comment. What is engagement? Like, shares, comments, it actually helping people. How are you going to get them to comment? Now, so far, if I just been talking, would any of you have left a comment there in the chat box? No, right? Only because I'm asking you guys a question again and again, you guys are leaving a yes or anything which is there. Exactly. Do you guys get how this works? Ask them a question. Ask your audience a question. Don't make them think too much. If you just have a post, the odds of someone saying, hey, really nice post, are 10 when compared to you asking them a question. What did you like about this post? Then they're going to tell you. Your odds are going to increase 70 to 80%. I'm not even kidding. I'm going to show you live examples of how these work. Using videos, of course, platforms love videos because the more interactive they are, more people tend to stay on the platform. There's something called talk, time on platform. A time on platform is basically how much time a person spends on that platform. How much time is your content making them spend on the platform? Let's say it's a 2-minute video and they actually watch 2 minutes. Now, the platform is automatically going to show to more people. Padmini here, who's on call with us, runs a brilliant podcast called The Broadcast. They talk about a lot of things related to product, entrepreneurship. Now, if a lot of people bounce off in the first 10-20 seconds, the algorithm is not going to show to a lot of people. However, if more people are sticking till towards the end, guess what's going to happen? The algorithm will automatically push it to more people. Make sure you utilize videos and have really interesting and engaging content right from the beginning. Tagging people is another neat trick which you can use. I will show you live examples of how this works as we keep going. But let's say you have your audience, and each and every one of us have our own audience. Giridharan here has his own audience, Ram here has his own audience, Satya here has his own audience. Now, if I'm tagging them on their post and asking them for their expert advice, it's going to show the post to their audience as well. So this amplifies my reach. If 1,000 people are going to see my post, now 3,000 people will see my post. A word from the wise and a fair warning here: do not tag thought leaders, as in people with like 10,000, 20,000 followers, unless you know them personally. So when you tag someone and if they do not engage on your posts, the algorithm will identify it as a fake tag and it'll punish your post. It'll show it to lesser people than it was originally showing as well. Very important. Tag people who will engage in your posts, tag them for their advice. You can even tell them this is a cool thing which happened. Like, for example, just like how I said now, I like how so I can even put out a post saying, "Hey, I was listening to Padmini's podcast the other day, and this is what I learned." And if she engages, you guys get the picture, right? So make sure you engage and tag people who would engage with your posts. Tagging people is definitely something which will really help. Gated content. A lot of people who create content are against gated content as such. I'll walk you guys in detail through an example as to how this works later on. Now, this is a really neat thing which is working for a lot of people. External link optimization. Remember what I told you guys about time on platform? Can anybody tell me what time on platform is? We are not going to move to the next one until someone tells me. Can anybody tell me what time on platform is?
Hi, this is Meenakshi.
Yes, Meenakshi.
Maybe for how long we are on that app, we are using that app where we are going to post our content.
Ah, right, that's close. But it's going to be how much time your reader spends. Not you, but your audience. Brilliant, brilliant, Pavitra, Satya, Karthik, Ram. Really nice. Thank you so much for that, Meenakshi. So
Yeah,
here's the thing. Yeah. So, yes, Giri, we spend 24/7, but yes, time on platform is how much time you manage to make someone else stay on the platform. If Meenakshi, if you are going to read my post, I've increased your time on platform. Do you get it now? So time on platform is you making someone else stay for more time on the platform. So basically, every platform wants more users to spend time on their platform. Now, an external link. Let's say you've written a really cool blog piece on your website or on Medium or on LinkedIn or anywhere else. And you so I'm going to take the example of LinkedIn and my personal website here, kaushikkannan.com. So let's say I write an article on kaushikkannan.com and I want all my audience in LinkedIn to read that post. So it's simple. I put the link on the post and send it out, right? But guess what? Very less people are going to see it. This is because LinkedIn's algorithm will automatically punish the post because it takes the audience outside the platform. It decreases time on platform. So what you can do here is you can say link to the post on the first comment. This is a really neat algorithm hack which works. What you do is you put out the post like a synopsis, or you just tell them what the piece is about, and tell them link on the first comment. I'll show you guys examples of how I've done this. I've told this to multiple people, and I kid you not, this has helped each and every one of them. So every time you have a link which is not of that platform, make sure it's on the comment and not on the actual post. Does that make sense, guys? No, WhatsApp status does not matter, Ram. WhatsApp is completely different. Done. So make sure you guys do not have. Oh yeah, Mariappan tried this as well. And Mariappan, does that help you? Exactly. Mariappan tried this firsthand. He left a comment on the. He had an external link and he changed it to a comment, and his post actually got more reach. Yes, Karthik, that is when you have to make sure that you tell them that it's on the comment. We're going to get to that as well. A call to action is mandatory for all your posts. We're going to get to that, which is the very next point. So Karthik here just asked if do people actually go to the first comment? Hey, you're saying, okay, don't put it on the post. That is when you build up a story, you make it convincing, you build a story, you entice the audience to want to go to the first post. I mean, you can use a clickbait, you can build a beautiful story, you make sure they go to the first comment, and that's what matters. I'll show you examples of how I did this once again as we keep going. So a call to action is at the end of your post. See, they've read your post, they've come all the way there, they've been loyal to you. Someone staying till the end is huge loyalty, guys. If they're sticking till the end, give them something. Don't make it difficult for them. Leave a comment, share this. If you see all these YouTube videos, a lot of things, towards the end, they always tell you that because we have to make the life of the consumer easier. We can be like, hey, you know what? No, let them automatically do it, this, that, and all. But it's not, that does not work that way. You have to make their life easier. You have to tell them what to do. So always have a call to action. We'll see a lot more examples there. And this is something which is really neat, which as you keep progressing on your content journey will definitely help you. Invent your own segment. This is something which will happen eventually over time. So every Sunday, I put up a post, as I said, on positivity, motivation, and I call it Sunday Sauce. I hashtag it with Sunday Sauce. And if you search for that hashtag, all my posts come up. And now Sunday Sauce is synonymous to positivity and motivation. So it starts resonating with people. They start understanding that. So I will show you in depth as to how you can figure out your own hashtags as well as we keep going. And the last pro tip is make sure you emojify it. Emojis are a huge hit, guys. People see, if you have 10 lines of content and if you have 5 emojis there, it makes the post so much more colorful. I've had a lot of people tell me, I'm not sure if Sheena's on call, she told me that she really likes the way how I use emoji. She's a really good friend who works. And and then there's Srivatsan, who is the co-founder of Go Floaters. He told me how adding emojis has a whole new dimension to the entire thing. If you check out Satya, who's just commented, if you check out his LinkedIn handle, you'll see emojis there. It just brightens up things so much more. It adds so much more flavor. If you see my LinkedIn page, and in languages, you'll find Tamil, you'll find English, and you will also find emoji as highly proficient. And I'm super proud of that. Try to use emojis as much as possible. It actually helps. It helps bring a visual appeal to your content. Right. So make sure your content is mobile optimized. You build a story, you have questions, you have videos, you get to tag people, you gate content. Gate content is basically you make someone do something to get the reward. You have an external link, you have call to action, you emojify it, and you also invent your very own segment. Each one of these is a fingertip. Your 10 fingers, these are what you use to create content. Throw in each spice, throw in each element, make it a fiesta for the person who's reading it. Give them an experience. Now, I'm going to show you guys examples. And as we keep doing this, I want you guys to tell me what I've done with that post. I want you guys to tell me if I've gated it. I want you guys to tell me if I've asked a question. Look at the post and see if you're able to tell me everything which I've done. Okay, let's go with this one. Can you guys tell me everything? Oh, yes, I have definitely emojified it. I've added value. I've told them. So in this post, I tell people how they can add a ring around their profile picture, which really helps. Ah, brilliant, Meenakshi. Yes, I've tagged someone. Abhishek, yes, I've hashtagged. But so these are not my personal hashtags. No. A CTA to follow me. Exactly. Wow. Super proud of you guys, man. Exactly. Exactly, Pavitra. I'm actually talking. See, if you read that, and if you've been listening to me for so long, you know that I'm literally talking there. Yes, I've left space between each line. So now this is going to look good on a mobile phone. Brilliant, you guys. I am so proud of you guys. This is brilliant. I've exactly. So now, how about this one? What's happening here? The first thing you see is I've asked a question. Now look at the previous post. I've had 28 comments. And for this one, I have 40 comments. And the engagement is considerably higher. As you guys see, there's only around 5,000 or 4,000 4,900 views for the previous post, but this post has 7,000 views. This is because so many more people commented and it's showing it on all their feeds as well. More than likes, comments are very important, guys. Comments are very, very, very important. Exactly. So Ram, as you see, I've added a call to action here. Now I've added a story here. I've added a story in which this is my life. This is what happened when I was this. This is my journey. So I started out as a computer science engineer, but here I am talking about sales and marketing, and this is what I love doing. What I love doing is creating content and talking to you guys. So I tell them that, and see, where is the call to action here? It's just towards the end, as I told you guys. I'm asking you guys to tag a friend who has an interesting story as well. I'm asking guys what your story is. Remember the you, your, which you keep using? Exactly, guys. I'm so proud of you guys as to how you guys are catching on so quick. All right, here's the next one. Can you guys tell me everything which I've added in this post? What are the elements which I've added in this post, guys? Yes, I've added a video. I've featured my story. Yes, I've not expanded that, but there's so much more to it. But you guys see the difference. So the previous post, which was only text, had 7,000 views, but only had 75 likes and 40 comments. But look at this one. It's received only 2,000 views. It's generally higher, but it all depends on the time in which I'm posting. We'll get to that. So now, but you see that it has over 100 likes because of what content is on it. So a very healthy mix is required here. As you guys see, you guys have 10 magical fingertips. You guys have 10 spices, 10 aces up your hole to use. Make sure you mix and match. I've used video, I've optimized it for mobile. And as you keep, if you hit on see more, you will see that there is so, I talk about my journey on LinkedIn as to how people have stuck with me through thick and thin. A lot of people here are from my LinkedIn as well, and I'm really glad for that. And this was a thank you post. Celebrate your milestones and victories. Right. What about this one, guys? Can you guys tell me what's going on here? How about the first one to the top left? See, as I told you, even with content, it is important that you guys don't just have like long paras. Make sure you guys try everything. Try long form. See, if you look at the top post here, it is just a one liner. The one below that is reasonably bigger, but the one on the previous page was way bigger. You have to keep mixing and matching. Yes, I've emojified it. I've used a trendy hashtag. Oh, but the trendy hashtag thing, we're gonna get to that. You do not want to talk about what you don't believe in. We'll get to that, don't worry. But yes, so I'm gonna give you guys exactly all the best ways in which content works, in which you get brilliant engagement, and I'm gonna walk you guys through how you can start putting out, how you can start churning out content, how you can start creating and giving life to beautiful pieces that will also get engagement equally as such. Right. So if you guys see the bottom post to the left, what is happening there, guys? Now grow together there is a hashtag of my own. In the sense, I mean it's a generic hashtag, but I use that in a lot of my posts because I strongly believe in the power of people and growing together. So that is something which people resonate with me for. I've tagged all my close buddies at the product folks, which is a brilliant community for all product managers and people who aspire to become product managers. Do check them out. And the entire piece was basically a shout out. But look at what I've done. I honestly wanted to talk about them, but I added my own spin to it. See, let's say this post just said, "Hey, Abe, Akash, and Alan from the product folks are just doing this. Go follow them." Nobody cares. But I'm telling them I'm building a story around that. How we all grow together, how humans are social animals, we need to thrive in communities. And then I tell them, hey, go check them out. Does that make sense, guys? Always building a story around a concept. Does that make sense? Yes. Thank you. Right. Now the post to the right, the group picture which you see, what about that one? Can you guys tell me what all elements I've used from the 10 magical fingertips which we have? What are the elements we're using in the exactly? I've tagged a lot of people. What else have I done? What are the other elements I've used? It's right there, guys. I've used a picture. What else have I done? Can you guys tell me what's going on the image to the right? On the post to the right? What is going on? Exactly, Satya. That's beautiful. The picture in itself tells the story. Emojified it. And as you see, after the first line, I've given a white space. I've hit a enter, which makes it more readable on a mobile phone. It's not a clustered up paragraph. It's a really neat and clean piece to see. You might want to do that. Now see what happens. I've tagged 17 people who showed up that day, some of my closest and people who I love being around. And this piece has around 8,000 views with 163 likes and 27 comments as well. It's because you share your victories with your people. Don't just ask them for help. Don't just sell to them. Share your victories with your people. I genuinely thank the people for showing up, and it would not have been possible without them. And just as Satya said, the entire piece there in itself is telling a story. It tells people what happened in that story. Make sure you mix and match. Make sure you spice things up. Now, here's the thing. This is a in-depth example of how I mixed and matched things up. A carousel, as to someone was, I think Ram was asking what a carousel is back then. So a carousel is basically you keep swiping to unlock the next picture. So here's a piece which I put out on how to come up with a really cool LinkedIn handle. A headline. Basically any profile. Your Facebook, your Twitter, your Instagram. We all have the name followed by a description, right? How you can come up with a description is basically what this post is about. Now, this post, as I expand, you see that it has over 4,000 views, which is only in 2 days. And how LinkedIn works is it's over a time in which you accumulate views and the engagement is gradual. So that's a thing. And if you look to your right, you see that I've tagged all the people who are in the document. So Hari, Anthony, Yag, Karthik, all of them were very good friends. They are also in the document. And that's the only reason why I've tagged them. If you see there's a hashtag which says cow's vibe, which is mine and mine alone. I am inventing a segment. Sunday sauce is a segment. Cow's vibe, I started just 2 days back, is gonna be a segment. And as you guys see, this is completely mobile optimized and it's emojified. Does this make sense, guys? Is this a post which you would spend 2 minutes to read if it would actually help you? Your posts always have to help your audience in some way. It has to add some sort of value. Does this make sense, guys? Done. So if I were you, I'd shy away from posting things on politics, on negativity, on just ranting, because it establishes your character basically. Every time you put out content, your content is yours. Your content is a representation of your thought process in you. If you want to rant, please do. Don't bottle it up, but do that with a friend. Talk to a friend. Don't put it out on social. This is very, 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 very important. Try to spread a positive vibe as much as possible. Or it could always be informative. If you don't want, if you're not this positive person, just make it informative, add some value. Just like how I put out that post on how to have a LinkedIn headline or how to add that circle to your post, it's as simple as that. Make sure that it spreads a positive vibe, it adds value. If you look at the post to the left, does the post to your left make you smile? Does the post lovely? Exactly, guys. That is that is all that I want to see and hear. As long as it makes you smile, I'm a happy man. And this is a legit, I'm not kidding. Because this is what I honestly believe in. Even if it puts a smirk on your face, Meenakshi, I'm happy. Now, when you look at the post to the to the right, that I think is by far the post which I've gotten the most amount of engagement for. I did not tag anyone in that post. It is purely a piece which talks about what I honestly believe in to my core. I made I made a promise to myself and my community and my people out there that I will become the the greatest public speaker that has ever walked the face of this earth. And each and every one of you here are the ones helping me achieve that dream and walk there. Walk on the greatest of stages. And this post was something which people, they knew that I was genuine. They knew that I was authentic, and they showed their support to me. Celebrate your milestones, your claims with your people. Make it a positive atmosphere for them to rally around you. Now, I'm gonna get to that gated content which I spoke about. So gated content is basically making the user, making the consumer do something. This is against a lot of people because there's something called reader empathy, consumer empathy. Look at yourself from their shoes. Would you actually read the piece? Would you actually do what you're asking them to do? So, yes, a gated content is basically give your mail ID, I will give you this PDF. Leave a comment, I will do this. So, if you look at this piece, we put together a really cool piece on how real people are handling the work from home situation. We know it's hard, we're going through tough times, but hey, a lot of people can say, hey, this is what works, that is what works. But this is what's working for Meenakshi. This is what's working for Ram. This is what's working for Satya. This is what's working for Surya. If we are able to, if they're able to share their experiences, it might help you as well. So we put together a piece, and here's what happened. Look at the engagement which this post has. It has over 8,000 views and 74 comments. Because now I could have simply said link in the first comment, and the reach would have been much lesser. However, since so many people commented, it showed up on all their connections feeds, basically amplifying the reach. Remember what we spoke about? So this amplified the reach, and this post ended up trending for this particular topic as well. So this is a really cool way in which you can spice things up. And Hari here is someone who inspired me with this type of post. You can find him at harikumaran.com. He's big on personal branding and digital marketing as well. And hey, at the end of the day, I didn't really get the content. The piece was already put out publicly. This was basically just me repurposing that content. I put out a piece and sent it back to the LinkedIn handle in which the post was already published. I'm guessing a lot of you here, some of you here might have even commented on that post, and they would have received the piece. And you will see that I actually sent the link Ha, yes, Nihal. Thank you for that. So Nihal commented on this piece, and I sent him the link to the original piece. That was basically it. I didn't really hide or I simply amplified and magnified the reach of that post. This is how you can use gated content ethically. Is this something which makes sense, guys? Is this something which will really click? Yes, thank you for that. So here's a really neat thing which might work as well. So if you guys look at this, you guys will see that this is a piece which I put out about this event, right? If you look at the post to the left, I'm asking, okay, what and all is happening on the piece to the left, guys? What are the elements I've used? What are the elements I've used on the picture on the post to the left? I've asked a question, yes. What else have I done, guys? I've made it mobile friendly, hashtagged it, yes. Oh, but I've not really used a specific hashtag, Sabarish. Hashtag, what I meant was a hashtag which is unique to you, right? We'll get to inventing a segment as we go. Mobile friendly. I've emojified it. I've asked a question. Now, if you look at the piece to the left, you see how there are 45 comments on that and 54 likes and hearts and curiosities to that. If you look at the post to the right, it's literally the same thing. Do you guys get it? The post to the left is basically talking about this webinar. The post to the right is also talking about this webinar. There is a time gap. So the previous post was uploaded on Thursday, and the post to the right was uploaded only yesterday. So eventually it will pick up. But you see that they're worlds apart. And it's because so many more people commented on this because I've asked a question. A huge shout out to Yag, who who's a co-host of the account-based marketing podcast. He's a renowned international speaker on the martech industry. So I was inspired by him for these posts. Before one of his talks, he put out a post saying, "What do you want to learn in tomorrow's post?" So in tomorrow's session, makes sense, right? Always make it a conversation. Always involve your audience. Make them feel part of the post. Conversations are the key. Content and conversations are synonymous. Hey, we should probably note this down. We should probably like make this like a tagline. Content and conversations are synonymous. Thank you for noting that down, Satya. So yes, see, you guys see that, right? So to the left, I'm actually asking people. I'm actually asking them what they want to learn. Compared to the right post, which is saying, "Hey, I'm doing this." This is exactly what I'm trying to get at. Your piece has to involve your audience. Your piece should always be about them and not about you. Does this make sense, guys? Are we good to go to the next slide? Done. Super, super, super. Perfect. We are here to inventing your segment, as someone is just asking. So, if you look at this, you will see that these are posts which people and my tribe, my community resonate with. Sunday Sauce, which I spoke about. Every Sunday, regardless, a post on positivity or motivation. Weekend views every Friday, regardless, sales, marketing. So it sets an expectation. You have to make a commitment. You have to stick to a time. So I'm guilty of this as well. I don't really stick to a time as such. However, I make sure every Friday or every Sunday, regardless, I put out a post. Make sure you do that. Make it a promise and make sure you stick to a time. So Every Sunday, I put out a post. Every Friday, I put out. This frequency can be completely up to you, but make it a promise to yourself and your community. Figure out hashtags which are unique to you and you alone. Spread positivity is something which I resonate with. Hustle. I'm always out there. Grow together. The power of people. My weekend views and Cow's Vibe is something which I've just started building, which is unique only to me. So even anything else, even spread positivity is generic. Cow's Vibe is mine and mine alone. So now this is what starts happening. If they hit on that hashtag, all my posts sound coming up. Thank you for that, Karthik and Krishna. So Cow's Vibe is gonna be on all the pieces from now on, and I'm gonna guess what? Leave a call to action, asking people to follow the hashtag so that they can get some really cool tips and tricks as to what we are talking and all these things, and they don't miss out these posts. Invent your own segment. This will happen over time. So I'm not sure if these people are on call, but there's a really good friend called June. She has her hashtag called Live Life with June. And then there are so many people like that who I know. There's this person called Vanshika who's into PR. She has this thing called Vanshi Chats. So we create our hashtag which people can follow. Make sure you do that. Now, we're gonna go a little bit high level and see and follow up on all these 10 magical tips which we figured out. This is something which my dear friend Anthony, who is a founder of Alpha Marketer, told me as well. Your brain is like the operating system, and stories are applications which you install into them. Damn cool, right? So for all the people who are here who do not know what a compute like who don't know what an operating system is Windows, Mac, or anything other like that. And applications are Zoom, which you're using now, or Google Chrome. All these are applications. So the OS is the brain, and you install stories into them. Damn cool, right? Make sure you tell a story. This is the 10% which I spoke to you about. Your story is original content. Your experience is OG. Only you can share that with the world. Only you can add that value with the world. The 10% content in this world which is not recycled and is original, you can start building that content. And those are the content which people want to read. They're tired of reading everything else. Share your experience. Don't be afraid to share it. People want to read it. People want to know your experience. Share your experience. Spread the word. Put it out there. This is something which is important in structuring your pieces. You have to be important with this one though. Tell the key message first. Can any of you tell me what the key message which I said in this webinar so far was? What is the biggest thing and the most important thing which works? Yes, Krishna. Give. Don't even ask. Is something which I hold very close to heart. Just make the content consumable. Do you guys remember the very first slide? The very first slide says, I talk. Yes, stories, all these are very important. I talk. Write like you talk. That is how you can get started with writing. Write like you talk. It's as simple as that. Just, you cannot, it's not possible to not write because we're all talking right now and you're simply going to pen it down. It's as simple as that. That's how you start. But you have to be important here that you don't reveal everything in the first line. Otherwise, people are not going to read the rest of your piece. If I told you everything in the beginning, no one's going to stick around till the end of the webinar. Makes sense, right? So this is something which is really important in structuring, which my mentor and life coach Nathan told me. Start from the top to bottom. This style is called descending style. You start from the top and end at the bottom. Tell them what it is first. Because see, let's say you're writing a very important business mail. No one's gonna have the time to read paras and paras. However, if you're giving the first two important lines and then you continue with your story, it's okay. So this is how you work on that. Here's another very important aspect in creating content. Make it evergreen. If you look at my pieces, not a lot of them are evergreen. So everything which I'm working on from now on are evergreen content. Like see, how to write content which is engaging. Talk in all your posts is never gonna get outdated. Will that ever get outdated, guys? If all the points which we have discussed now are these evergreen, will these work regardless of time, age, and era? Yes. So and that is why this is called an evergreen content. Let like your content, you're spending so much time, you're putting in so much effort. Evergreen content is not easy, guys. It takes a lot of time, takes a lot of research, takes a lot of experience. There's one more thing you have to make sure you do your do. You can't keep putting out bite-sized content, but make sure there's a healthy mix and you somehow try to have evergreen content. Like I have a piece on LinkedIn which says how to remember a name, and that is not going to get outdated no matter what. These are ways you can use to remember a name. However, I also have pieces which are not really evergreen. They're good for a while. All the normal posts, they die out after a time, but they make sure you get engagement. They make sure you get followers. That is why a CTA is very, 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 very important. Without a call to action, your content is just eaten up by the platform. If you're spending 1 hour of your precious time to come up with a beautiful piece, you put it out, you get 300 400 likes, you get 70 80 comments. What happens after that? It's dead eventually after a point. Now, if you had a call to action in the last line saying follow me at and your name there with your handle, at least 50 60 people from the 300 will add you. Now your overall influence grows. Otherwise, that post is simply eaten up by the platform. Does that make sense? You're just feeding the platform, and it's just gonna keep eating the more and more you give it. But you have to build your presence with every post. Very important. That is when you leave a mark, and that is when you stay. Evergreen content is gonna stay when you're no more. When you are not here, after 70, 80, 100, 200 years, your legacy will be sung. Your content will prevail. It will thrive. Your content will speak for you. Try to come up with engaging content, guys. This is to emphasize and is a small example of the call to action. I'm giving you guys various samples and mixes as to how you can use it. Follow a hashtag, add my profile in itself, leave a comment, tag a person. So all these are very simple call to actions you can use. But make sure it's not just a CTA post. It shouldn't be too obvious, and people shouldn't think you're just trying to get something out of them. Actually provide value as I told you in the beginning of the post, and then get to it. Leave a comment. So see, this is very simple, right? If someone who sees this, they know exactly what to do. There's this thing called KISS. Keep it simple, silly. Keep it simple, silly. It's as simple as that. Do not confuse your consumer. Do not make life as easy as possible for them. Does this make sense, guys? Someone who sees this, will they feel like, hey, okay, let me leave a comment or let me go check out the link? Karthik, you were wondering if people would actually check the link in the first comment. Now, if you spin a story like this, will they actually read it now? Yes. So you have to convince them to do it. Right. So here's something which all of us must do. As creators, we get carried away at from time to time. Make sure you read your post. Reread it, read it out loud, and see if you like listening to it in the first place. Only if you like listening to it will your audience also like listening to it, right? Try reading it and see if it's good. Read it out loud. And here's a very important thing, if at all possible, get someone else to read it before you post. This is a creator's curse. When we have a piece ready, we miss out typos because we just skip through it. Has this happened to any of you guys? You would have written a ADN instead of an AND. And what will happen is you will just read it as an and you will keep going to the next line. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Even if there's a spelling mistake, you will just avoid the spelling mistake because you think it's the correct word because you've written it. We've all been there. So get a friend to read it. Proofreading is very, very important. A couple of tools which might help you are the Hemingway editor and the Grammarly app. Hemingway, you have to pay if I'm not wrong, but Grammarly has a free edition. Simply install the plugin and use the Grammarly editor. It'll correct all your grammatical errors. It'll make sure, I mean, so that's the thing though. It'll only help. It will not change the sentence as a whole. So let's say you've made a mistake and let's say you've just left what, let's say you've completely come up with a different word. So it'll give you grammatical errors, but it'll not give you words which are completely different. I, instead of saying I accumulated this, I argumented this is also correct according to the app. So you have to read it, a human has to proofread it. See if that would be possible. Now, here's a really neat trick I'm gonna let you guys in on. So every social platform, the engagement within the first 15 minutes of your post are what matter. So if you get a lot of likes and comments within the first 15 minutes, the platform will amplify it automatically to multiple people. It'll show it to more people, it'll show on more news feeds. And if it's lesser, it'll slowly show to lesser people and things like that. So we have something called a pod. This is especially true in the case of LinkedIn and any other platform as well, as I said. Now, all these closest friends of mine, they also double up as my think tank. We talk about a lot of things. We have a lot of thought provoking conversations there. There's Satya, there's Abdul. A lot of them are on call as well. Tamil, Surya, Rahul, Dinesh, who's also here. So I love these guys, man. So what happens here is every time we put out a post, we send it immediately across to this and we have actual conversations there. We don't just say, hey, great post. We go, we go put out an actual comment which makes sense with that. So now the algorithm identifies it as a really good post. If any of you here would like to be added to this group, send a yes. I will send a form to you, and and after that you will get the WhatsApp group invite link. This is the group which I was talking about in the beginning. If any of you here would like to be added to this group, in which you can send the link to your posts and you get engagement right away, and you will also have to help me. So see, we're all in it to win it, and we're all here to learn and grow together. This is a very good way for you to get started. When you're starting out, it's going to be very difficult for you to get engagement. Let's not kid ourselves here. Even if you use all these 10 magical spicy fingers, it's not gonna be that easy. Let's say you're able to come up with these small groups, we're able to like bounce ideas off each other, help each other, we will all get better profiles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send a form here towards the end of this webinar. So make sure you guys stick through, and I will make sure I add all of you to that group. You guys have to submit the form, and in that form I will send the group invite link to your mobile phone or your email ID, whichever you guys are going to be providing them. So yes, I will send the link without fail towards the end of the webinar. So this is something which will really help you guys kickstart. It'll help you fast track your progress. Now you don't have to wait for 5-6 months and then get engagement. You can get engagement right from the beginning and build on it from there on in. So yeah, Kaushik, all this is good. So what and all have we touched upon so far, guys? We've seen a lot, and I don't want to lose you guys. Can you all tell me all the important things we've seen so far? And I'm gonna keep jotting them down here as well. Write like you talk. What are the other things we've seen, guys? I'm putting it on. Oh, lovely. Mariappan has taken such brilliant notes. Lovely, lovely. Mobile optimized text, have stories, increase time on platform, tag people and make sure they engage. Gated content is something you can look at. External link optimization. Always have a call to action. Invent your own segment and emojify it. So yes, apart from this, Mariappan, can we also add it's always about them? Make sure you add it's always a conversation. Content is conversation. Exactly, Abhishek. Very good, Meenakshi. Make it informative. Make it something they'll get out of. Just segment it. Very good, very good. Lovely, Nikita. Someone who's gotten one of the most important points. Share your experience, which leads to the 10% original content on the entire internet with billions and trillions and zillions of data, bytes of data. Your story is original, real, new content. So, Mariappan, can you please add content and conversation is synonymous? Always make it a conversation. It's always about them. Add value and inform in your posts and share your experience. This is brilliant, guys. I'm so glad I'm not losing you guys and all of you. This is brilliant, guys. You guys should be super proud of yourself because there is so much we've taken in. We've seen some incredible hacks. So these things will really, really, really help. You guys can mix and match multiple things from these. I will make sure I send the slide deck to you guys as well. So you guys will always have reference to these and can always use them. Yes. So now we know how to create some killer engaging content. We know all the hacks. We know all the best practices. Oh, also write like you talk is a very important thing. Exactly, Nikita. This is brilliant stuff what you're telling here. All right, Kaushik. All this is good. I know what you guys are asking me now. Hey, fine, fine. We know this is really like we can use all these things to get better content, better engagement. But where do we go for the content? Where do where do we go to get content in the first place? What do we put out? Right. This is very easy, guys. Tell the world what you love. Tell the world what you believe in. I will not talk about coding or computer science. I will talk about positivity, motivation, sales and marketing. Even within sales and marketing, I will only talk about what I know. I share my experiences. Make sure you guys talk about what you believe in, what you're passionate about. This is what I came to say, in which don't just ride the trend wave. If it is something which you believe in, go for it. But talk about only what you believe in. This, I cannot stress on this enough, guys. It is very, very important that we don't go overboard and try to talk about everything and anything. Just because I'll get engagement, talk about something. Talk about only what you believe in. Because when people come to you and ask you, hey, this is not correct or this is not how it is, you should be able to defend yourself. I've had this happen to me multiple times. A lot of people have even commented saying, hey, you know what, this is wrong, it cannot be this way. However, that is my take on things. I am able to justify, it is my point of view, and I am able to stand for what I'm saying. Stand your ground. Tell people what you believe in. That is why it is very, very important that you talk about what you believe in, and you will never run out of content. You will always have an experience to share. You will always have a life story. You will always, always, always be able to talk about what you're really passionate about. All right. This gift trips me out every time. I am gonna change this now. A really cool and nice place to find content is right here. Is your people. Even within this chat box, Arjun has asked me where do I get content, where do I get better engagement. All your questions here, all your people are always giving you content. Simply keep your ears peeled open for it. Get that clog out which is blocking, and make sure you listen to your people. It's incredibly important you do that. Naveen, who's a very good friend, we brought together all the sales and marketers of Chennai under the same banner together called the Storytellers Tribe. And this is something he commented on one of my posts. This was actually the post on how to remember a name, which is on my LinkedIn. So this is is exactly the reason why we are here today. It's because I heard him. Every time he asked me the exact same thing. How is it so engaging? It's because I was talking directly to Naveen. I'm talking directly to Nikita. I'm talking directly to Meenakshi here. I am talking directly to you guys. That is why it's engaging. It is very, very imperative that you talk, you use active sentence, you use active and not passive. You use the word you because it's always about them and not about us. As creators, we put together a beautiful creation, a masterpiece, and put out for the world to enjoy. That is who we are as creators. A real, as I said, Yagnesh, a really good friend of mine. He's an international speaker, the co-host of Account Based Marketing podcast. He said that I should probably be called Kaushik Repurpose Kannan. Because there's just so much content out there. Like, see, I'll give you guys a small example here. So, Rajesh and Hari, who had commented, I'd even told them. So this is one of the carousels which I'd put out just yesterday, last night, and he asked me how that was. So I told him how I did it on the comment, and I even told him, hey, I'm probably using this for my next post. Hari here also came up with a brilliant quote, and as you guys saw in this presentation itself, I've quoted Nathan, I've quoted Anthony, I've quoted Yag. all my people, it is it's as simple as that, guys. Your people will keep giving you content. Keep listening to them. Always have an open, keep your ears peeled to the ground. Check your comments regularly and make sure you reply to all of them. Comments are very, 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 very important. I cannot stress on this. And because of that, you know what to post next. You know what your people want. You know what they're expecting. Does this make sense, guys? Will you guys run out of content now? No, right? Also, answer the public is a very good place. Let's say, so with GUVI, I'm going to be doing a course on personal branding. Now, I know that there's so much, and I think about all these things which people might want to know. If I go to answer the public and if I type personal branding, it gives me all the things people are searching for on Google with regard to personal branding. So now I know these are all the aspects I should touch upon. So every time you write a blog post, go search for your topic on Answer the Public. It's a very, very, very cool tool and it's super useful. Make sure you guys check that out before you publish a blog post next. This will give you valuable insights. Answer the Public is a very good place to get started. And yes, so that is really helping me with all the angles which I should be touching upon for this course which I'm doing with GUVI, which is going to be on personal branding and how you can build your profile. This is something which all of us need. You need a place which is your own. And for me, it's the gym. So all of us as creators, we keep getting a lot of thoughts and ideas in our head. And not every time do we put it out right away. So this piece here which you saw, this whole conversation which we are having on writing engaging content, Naveen commented that so many months back. And from that time, I've been jotting down notes. Every time I come across something interesting or every time something happens, I'll get this some cool idea. I'll get like these 10 fingers, which I made on the fly, by the way. So, like that, on the fly, something will come up. You'll think about like a really cool punchy line you can use. So I'm sure that Surya can also agree, who's on call. He runs this brilliant blog called All About FPL. All football fans must follow that. So
Thanks, buddy.
yes, Surya. So in that, we have these conversations in which Kaushik, he'll be like, I have so many points and I'm able to put out only this much content. We have information, we have content overload. So what we do is we save all that content. We put it on our notes. We save it for a rainy day. Hey, no matter what, there'll be a day in which you're just brain dead. You won't have content no matter what. That time, go look at these notes and and you can just put out one of those posts up. Now every Sunday, I've made a promise to myself and my people, you guys, that I'll have a Sunday source out. So I better deliver. I want to. And what if I'm just brain dead and I can't come up with a Sunday sauce? I simply open up Notion to do this. So you guys can use any tool. I would highly recommend and urge you guys to use a cloud-based tool though. Because if you guys are using a local notepad and if you lose it, it's not safe. You might always lose it. You never know. So Notion is synced to the cloud. Evernote is synced to the cloud. Google Docs is synced to the cloud. All these have a free version as well. So for me in the gym, I don't touch my phone at all. I just go work or is me, my weights. I'm just training. And I have so many topics which I know I'm eventually gonna write about, which I'm gonna talk about. So right now I can tell you that within the next few years, there's gonna be a conference on positivity, on self-help and motivation, which you attend the conference and you get out as a person who loves life and yourself. So I keep jotting down all the ideas I have for that. Let's say it's a blog piece. Even today's piece, a lot of these were from the gym. A lot of it were ideas or really cool, punchy lines, which I came up when I was working out in the gym. Now, this could be any space for you guys. It could be your travel to work. It could be the time just before you go to sleep. It could be 1 hour in the morning when you wake up. Make sure you have a time. Or see, it could even be time you're randomly somewhere talking to someone. If you think you'll be able to remember it when you write that piece, it will not happen. It is imperative that we jot it down. Every time you have an idea, jot it down. This could be as simple as like 2 3 words which are really catchy. Jot it down under that topic. I personally use Notion. I tried Evernote as well. I wasn't really a big fan of it. Google Docs, I don't use it because it's all over the place. Like you can't really organize it properly. Notion has really helped for me. You guys can use any tool which is of your choice. There are thousands of note taking tools out there. Just make sure it's something to sync to the cloud and keep jotting down your ideas as they come. You will not remember them when you sit down to write that topic. But if you're accumulating them over time, they become beautiful piece and you can put out for the world. Hey, also check out my page Gym with Cow on Instagram. Yeah. Again, I put out a lot on motivation, positivity, on how you stay dynamic, explosive, and how it really helps you with life as well. So yeah, we are gonna come to one of the age-old and most tricky questions of content. Is there a good time to post? What do you guys think? Is there a good time to post? Can any of you tell me if you guys think there's a good time to post? Huh. We, we have interesting answers here. Do you guys think there's a yes or a no, a wrong or a good time, a correct or a wrong time to post? Nice. We have some very interesting answers in the chat box here. So, guys, this is when you'll experiment. There is no right or wrong answer. Yes, Dinesh, that was brilliant. You need to know when your audience are online. Now, I've tried posting at multiple times. Always keep experimenting. Now, in India, on a weekday, ideally mornings 10 to 12 are times in which a lot of people are active. They're settled in for work or anything else. Evenings 3 to 6 are a little active. And now, post the work from home revolution, I wouldn't really call it a revolution. The forced work from home, a lot of people are active even at nights. So before, when I used to put out a post at 9, 10 in the night, I would just get crickets, no engagement. Of late, I've been getting good engagement for those as well. So you have to experiment and explore. Now, see, I can tell you that hey, people are all over the world, people are active, but you need a time which works for you. Now you can even create your own time. That's the beauty of it. Now you can create a time. So let's say I make a promise. Say so Yagneshwaran, who you saw, he puts up a post called Coffee Conversations every Monday, regardless. Every single Monday, he puts up a video at 10 o'clock in the morning. So people look forward to it. They expect it. And that is exactly what it is. You create expectation. You can create a besides creating your own segment, you invent your own time, which you make people come online. Your content is so good that they come to see it. Isn't that cool? Do you guys think you all can make that promise? A time and a date in which you guys will always post about one particular topic and people will want to read it. So, creating your own time is one thing you can do, and also making sure that You experiment and figure out what time your audience are active. See, for example, working professionals are active at this time, college students are active at this time. So, who are you writing for and what time are they active? Exactly as Dinesh said, that was super smart, Dinesh. So, there is a time to post. You just have to figure it out. Now, we've gone through so much of this, right? Can Mariappan, can you post that again? What are all the things that we've covered up so far, guys? We have seen that you have to talk. We have seen that you have to converse. You have to add value. You have to provide information. And we've even seen how you can do that. We've seen like the 10 top things that you can do to create engaging content. And now we've even seen where to find content. We've seen how you can improve your life and make your life easy as a creator. Ah, lovely. Thank you for this, Mario. Now you have to figure out what works for you. What is it that works for you? Try all these things. Try a variation, a mix. Try one of those engaging tips. Try a different time for each. Iterate, iterate, iterate. Just start. That is the thing which is most important. You cannot tell me that you don't have time to create content. The other question on time is you don't know when to post the right time, or you say you don't have time. That is a lie. You have time. You definitely have time. If you spend 1 hour texting or just consuming content on social, you can definitely create content. Do we all know how we can create content now? Do we all know where we can create content? The 10% original stories. Do all of us have enough inside us to create content? Let me know in the chat, guys. Yes, exactly. I'm not seeing you guys there yet. I see Karthik, I see Ram. I want to know that all of you have enough and have it in you to create content. I want you guys to promise that to yourselves. I want you guys to tell it to all of us here and make it a promise. Do all of us have content, guys? Exactly, Sandeep. Brilliantly put. Yes, all of us have enough. We all have rich experiences, knowledge. We can all share something to the world. And I want you to know that just because you think it's simple doesn't mean it is. See, that post which I put out on how to have a ring around your profile picture on LinkedIn, a lot of people know that. And I might think it's very simple, but there are a lot of people who don't know that. So, things which you know, you need to understand that not everybody knows. Even if it's very simple, get it out. It's okay. People will start understanding that this is what you believe in, this and this is what you talk about. Lovely, guys. Lovely. Super. So if you're able to spend 1 hour texting or 1 hour checking social, you can definitely create content. You definitely have time. I hate it when people say they don't have time. All of us have 24 hours. I was having this really interesting conversation with Krishna, who's also on call with us. He's a storyteller at FSLU, and he's launching his podcast called the Takeaway Club. And we were having a conversation about it. And he asked me, Kaushik, how are you able to do so many things? So here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. Each and every one of us here, we all have the exact same time. All of us have 24 hours a day. How do we choose to spend it? Everything in life is a choice, and how do we choose to spend it is what matters. Let's make sure we spend it productively and make sure we get found, we get a voice, we get heard. This so for all the folks who understand Tamil, they will get this reference. What this basically means is when you start out, it is going to get difficult. Do not forget that this is a long game you have to play, and people will not just go crazy and comment right away. So even for me, if you look at my posts which are getting so much engagement, it wasn't like that from the beginning. I slowly built everything. I slowly started talking. I was very consistent. You have to do this. But hey, the pod is definitely going to help you fast track this process. So make sure you guys join it there as well. So make sure. Oh, Ram has even given a translation in Hindi for all of us. So even if you don't get engagement, do not worry about it. It's something which you believe in, you're passionate about, and you're sending it out to the world. Here's a live example of what I said. Here's a piece which I put out in July last year. And this is around the time which I started getting active. I have around 29 hearts, celebrations, and 12 comments. And this is an article which I put out in Feb recently, which has over 100 hearts, celebrations, and over 36 comments. So you guys get how this works, right? It's not that much, it's not that hard, guys. It's not rocket science. Started in July, it's Feb. More than half a year which I had to put in of slogging. I made sure I put myself out there. I dedicated a lot of time, effort, and energy into this. But hey, here I am with you guys today. And nothing would thrill me enough, nothing would make me happy to see you guys giving a presentation like this. I want you guys to do this. This is how you start building your profile. You have to make share worthy content as well, which is very important. Your content, so the halo which I spoke about, right, it added value, it was informative, so people shared that. How to have a really good headline on LinkedIn, people shared that. These are something which really help, so they want their connections to benefit as well. Get how that works. Create evergreen content and also make it share worthy so that people can share that. Just to emphasize more on the infinite game, that you have to not give up. Believe in yourself. Spread the word out there. Keep sending the message out. You have to start, guys, and eventually it will lead to a snowballing effect. The more and more, like all these small snowballs you keep throwing, it will hit their target no matter what. It will work out. Believe in yourself, because I believe in you. I know that you can put content out. I know that you can make this work. So make sure you guys do that. And hey, here's the deal. You guys see that tiny ripple there? That is you. That is you telling the world what you believe in. That is the very first piece of content you're putting out. Now, notice how all those tiny ripples together create such a big reverberation, a tidal wave. That is how your content, your influence will become. Your time becomes more valuable. You become more valuable. You become heard. People want to listen to what you have to say. That is how beautiful this entire journey is. But you have to know that it starts with you. It starts with you. You have to be the one putting content out. You have to start. And I want you guys to start right away. It always starts with us. It starts with you, ladies and gentlemen. Get your first piece of content out. Tell the world what you believe in, and people will automatically rally behind you. I believe in positivity, in the power of people, and people who believe in that also believe in me and the things which I believe in and rally towards me. We send out vibrations with our posts, with us, and we form synergies with people, and they come into your life. So it starts with you. Take the first step. You set the vibe. You spread positivity, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for your time, and you guys have been a Brilliant audience. Did you guys? I really love to know what you guys got out of this though. Did you guys have fun? That is my first question here. Did you guys have a lot of fun throughout this? Thank you, Karthik. Yes, Sandeep. Yay! Yes, Meenakshi. I'm super glad you guys had fun. Super Surya. Yes, Jatin. I'm so glad. I'm really, really, really thrilled, guys. I'm so glad. So here's the deal. I know this was a lot to take in. We saw how to get engaging content. We saw how you can go about it, where you can create content. And we also had like a small motivational session on why you shouldn't stop. So I know it's a lot to take in. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to break this down into a blog piece in which I'm going to be talking to you. I'm going to be conversing with you. And in that, we will talk about all these points. So Ram here, who's a sweetheart, he's taken a lot of notes throughout the session. This is recorded as well. Mariappan has also taken a lot of notes for us. So I will put all these together, and at kaushikkannan.com, I'll make sure I put the piece out so that you can always refer to it whenever you need it. Is that okay, guys? Also, here's the deal. I'm sending the link, which I promised. Yeah. So, yeah. So you guys can, I mean, see, as I said, I'd always love to help, and nothing will make me happier than for me to see your first post out. Make sure you guys can. So there's a very good reason that it's in this order. It's based on my rate of responsiveness. You guys can always find me and all my information at kaushikkannan.com. It's going through a major revamp. It should be done in a couple of weeks. You guys can find me at LinkedIn as linkedin.com/kaushikkannan. My Insta handle, my YouTube handle, my Twitter, phone number, Facebook. It's Kaushik Kannan M everywhere. Guys, I'm guessing some. Yeah. Yes. So yes, I'm gonna send the form link. I'm gonna send the form link which you guys can use to get yourselves added to the group which I was talking about. Yeah. Here's the link, guys. Right. I'm gonna stop sharing as well. All of you who can all of you who can turn your videos on, please do. Oh, looks like we only have another 10 minutes remaining, guys. So yes, hello Sandeep. Hello Ravi. Hello Surya. Yes. So make sure you guys fill this form out. I will add you guys to the group I was talking about. And yeah, so you guys have any other doubts as such? So as I said, I know it's a lot. We've gone through so many in-depth, detailed concepts. But here's what I want you guys to do. Go out and post right today, right now. After this webinar, go post as to what you got out of this. What was your biggest takeaway? Tag me so that I know, and I will make sure I help you, make sure I fine tune this and make it even better. What was your biggest takeaway? I noticed that someone had asked a question about which platform is best for us and all that stuff. So yeah, so that will depend on who you're targeting. So if it's a business crowd, it's LinkedIn. If you run a travel agency, it's Instagram and Facebook. Depends on what you do and what you're willing to achieve. Just like timing, where do your people hang out? So Surya, he talks to us about how he started on his journey on all about FPL, and his audience were people who follow football. So that wasn't really that much on LinkedIn, but Instagram was a big hit for him. So figure out which platform works for you. Always try to own your content. Have a click to have a CTA. So guys, you know what? I know, as I said, I will have a thorough detailed piece on the entire thing. I'll make sure I get it out. And hey, make sure you fill the form out. Before that, get a post out with your biggest takeaway from today. Do you guys have content now? Is that a content which you guys have? Send out a post, even if you're watching the recording later on. After you watch the recording, I want you to send out your takeaway from this, which is already your experience for the day, and you're putting it out for the world. You already have content. So, what is stopping you from starting? Make sure you guys fill that form out. Done. It's not homework, Ram. It's co-work. We are always going to be working together. Right. And we're going to take a screenshot, guys. Can all of you please, everyone who can, please turn your videos on. We're going to take a quick screenshot. Hey, as I said, content for me for today. Guys, can we have few more people turn your videos on if at all possible? Difficult, I'm guessing. All right, I'm just gonna get the screenshot with. Hello, Meenakshi. Hello, Ravi. Done, guys. Wave. Karthik. Hello, buddy. Super. Yogesh, are you turning your video on? No. Okay. All right, guys. Wave. Hello, Gabri. Great to see you again. Lovely, lovely. Wave, guys. Wave. Say hi. Smiles all around.